because I have my mic muted. Thank you, thank you. Hey, it's Dave here. Just wanted to welcome Daniel. He's here watching. I appreciate that. We're waiting on folks. It's not the 2 minute warning yet. Went a little early, scheduled it early, and that happens. Scheduled it early, and this game's going late. So we shall see. But what do you think so far? Is this team driving you nuts? It's driving me absolutely bonkers. Cardiologists have to be making bank for Minnesota Vikings fans. Absolutely today because this. Ugh. But we've got the ball back. If they go down and score, we can close this one out. Yes. Absolutely close this one out. I'm waiting on the guys to join me. They have not yet. I might find if anybody else wants to join me so we can watch this, not just last 2 minutes, but the whole 5.5 left. Thanks for giving me the heads up there, Daniel. Just what I didn't want, but sure enough. I just saw it. Yes. Drives you crazy sometimes, doesn't it? My boy Ed Ingram's having a bad last few weeks. And it's a shame. It's an absolute shame. And it was his guy. Yep, sure enough. So, anyways, let's see. Got to get a tweet ready to show people we are up and running. Boom, punt, decent punt. Let's see. I hate to not talk. I've got to talk. We don't want dead air. So I am going to be chatting here while I get all this going. Real quick. I want to see if anybody wants to join me. Man. This is going to drive us crazy, isn't it? Oh. We are having fun, aren't we? Kyler Murray. Burr. Hey there, Teresa. From San Diego. San Diego's beautiful. Been there quite a few times. Perfect weather out there. Gorgeous. Yep, Daniel, you got that right. It's driving us nuts. Come on. Let's go defense. How in the world? Incomplete. No, complete. Nice catch by Hopkins. Minnesota was your home, Teresa. Well, I lived there when I was a kid and then got stationed in North Dakota for forever. And the whole northern plains there, I miss. But yes. But like I said, much better weather in San Diego than in Minnesota most of the year. However, it's supposedly beautiful out there today up in Minnie from what I gather. Was yesterday for for Lake Monsters Monster Bash. Let's see. I need to work on the tweet real quick. Oh, good. Let's see. I am behind everybody. Who's watching locally? Daniel, are you watching locally? Teresa, you turned 75 today. God bless you. Happy birthday. Normally we have Mary Fisk on. She's ish near that. Been a fan her whole life, so that is great. Tell you what, Daniel, you think our defense and special teams keep trying to let us put it away? I hope so. Oh, 75 today. No, the weather. Sorry about that. Yes, it's San Diego. It's a lot of times what it is. You're 60. Well, good for you. You're 1 year ahead of me. So, Daniel, kind of on delay. I'm on delay. Obviously, too. Let me switch this, get this going. Let's bring more people in if we can get them. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, Vikings. Let's win this game. Got the tweet out. That's a good thing. Needed to do that. Who we're waiting on? Jayson and Matt are going to be here today. Supposed to be here. So, this is the first game that we've scored over 30 points. I think that's fantastic. I wanted the offense to do that. I wish the defense didn't give up as much as they did, but we've scored over 30. It's also the first game we've scored touchdowns in the third quarter this season. How about that? Absolutely great. Moving in the right direction. I do not like some of the injuries we have had today. We're going to find out later if any of them are real serious. I put Dalvin Tomlinson on the show art, and that may have been a mess up. I am going to switch screens real quick. Here we go, because I want to bring in the man, the myth, the legend. Wrong screen. Let's bring in number 2. Boom. 2. Why isn't that coming up? Let's go here.
I don't know, David.
There we go. Jayson, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see.
Doing all right. We'll be doing a lot better when the clock hits triple zeros and the Vikings pull this out. But
yes.
Right now, doing okay.
Good. Defense is holding up. I'm tracking behind. Matt, since you're on, you're watching live. You're not me, where I'm, a play or two behind on Sunday Ticket. So,
Chandon Sullivan actually made a good play. So maybe not a good play, but he was just, made some contact with the receiver to help break it up.
Was in the area.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah. Anyway, we can get it.
Are you live, Jayson?
It's a stream, so I'm always a couple seconds behind.
Do you care about spoilers?
But I don't know.
No. Okay. Go ahead, spoil away.
All right, it's 4th and 4. Murray, middle. He didn't get it. Jordan Hicks held him right short of the first down, so the Vikings should get this back with 2:39 left to go.
Yes. Oh, I gotta see. Are we up on? Yes, we're up on Facebook because Teresa's with us on Facebook, joining us from San Diego.
Oh,
Daniel
that is
on YouTube.
So close.
What?
But just like the spot is very close. I don't think he got it, but it's close.
Come on. You could give the play-by-play. We're sitting here.
There's nothing going on. They're just celebrating.
Yeah, you would get that. That's short.
Michael,
That's short.
You got that right. It has been a heart attack game. I put out a tweet earlier. This is driving fans to their cardiologists. This is crazy. Daniel,
the craziest thing about this is with 2:39 and a timeout and the 2-minute warning, this isn't over. We've seen this offense stall out so many times today. Now it's a flag here, so it's holding Dalvin Cook on a run. So it's going to be 1st and 20. Clock stops, so now it's 2:33.
Damn. Damn. What has he got so far today?
Cook, I think he's over 100. I don't have it.
I know. Totally, he's been over 100. Yeah, he's 109 rushing yards and 25 receptions. So, good game for him. Good game for the run game, or good day for the run game across the board.
Oh, it was holding on defense. My bad.
Ooh, that's even better.
So it's 2nd and 8 here. They're close to midfield. They're going to hand off. Dalvin Cook maybe got to the line of scrimmage, so
Okay.
timeout, Arizona, 2:25.
Okay, good. We'll roll in at 2-minute mark, and we'll go from there.
Buda Baker is a full-grown man. I feel like he is everywhere this game. Jesus.
Well, Buda Baker's always been good.
Yeah.
He has always been good. They just showed O'Connell. I love this play calling today.
We'll get to it probably in this show, but I don't know if there's an emphasis from the defense to just go for the strips on like when runners have the ball. But it has led to a lot. Like I've watched Kendricks like purposefully just go for a ball when he's going in for a tackle.
Well, it cost us that one touchdown.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, 3rd and 8. Cousins drops back and dump off to Dalvin Cook. Breaks attack. No, he doesn't get out of it. Short. 4th down. 2-minute warning coming up. This game's not over, folks.
But we're up by, 8?
Dalvin looked like he was going to put a little move on this guy, and he just couldn't escape it.
Sean, yes, because I scheduled it at 3 o'clock, figuring most of our games have always ended at that 3-hour mark. Sometimes 5 minutes before that, and I got to hit a window. And this one's lasted a lot longer. That's why we have been up a while. However, we haven't officially started because we haven't hit the roll-in yet at the 2-minute point. 4 yards short. Okay. Let's see.
Also, if Greg Joseph just makes, any field goal.
if he hits the game winner, the Cardinals tie it, and then he comes down and hits the game winner. That will be.
And weren't they hyping his ass up in training camp?
Like, yeah, he wasn't missing squat in training camp.
Training camp, though.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
Yeah, I sent a message to my partner Darren saying Mike Zimmer is chuckling after that doink off the.
I don't think Mike Zimmer's chuckling right now after that Cam Dantzler article came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Cam Dantzler's chuckling too much after that article came out. I feel like Hopkins decided to make him the mark.
Yeah.
Cam got his swagger back, and then Hopkins was like, I'm going to take it from you in this one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the game.
Zimmer called him up and said, hey, why don't you take it away from Dantzler? God.
Maybe so. Notice I'm wearing my division championship t-shirt. It's the last time we won one. We should win one this year. That's why I'm wearing it.
Man, that seems so long ago.
I know.
NFL moves so fast.
Well, life moves fast. The older and older you get, the quicker and quicker it goes.
I mean, let's hope so, Dave. And in 2 weeks, we'll be doing this in the same space.
Yes.
In the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going to do it live together? Is that the Buffalo game?
Yeah.
Oh,
if I wasn't in Austin, I'd probably be at that game.
I'm going to be there, so you won't be up in that area because we're going to go to Canada one night for dinner.
I can tell my cousins to come look out for you, though. They all, many of them live in that area, and we'll probably be hopping across to go to that game.
I'm excited, man. I took down my dig shrine behind me, but it's
It's fine. You should. I mean, we love Stephon Diggs, but when it comes to
I
that
mean,
Buffalo
and
game,
we're hoping that
he's the
Stephon
enemy.
goes absolutely nuclear this evening. I mean, I feel like that's what we all
Yes.
want.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Out at the 11, 12. So Kyler Murray, minute 52.
So we're in the 2 minutes?
Yeah, you can send it. Sorry.
All right. Here we go. We're inside 2 minutes. Win or lose. Join us on Climbing the Pockets, the final score.
Oh, big swat by
And we are
Zadarius
here.
Smith.
Hey, and I'm going to welcome in Jonas here momentarily. He called in from Germany all the way. So we could do that.
Zadarius Smith on this play, he's just like holding his offensive lineman, just reading and reacting to Kyler Murray. It's fantastic. All right, 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4. Let's go, Vikings.
Zadarius versus their interior offensive line has just been
first down,
an absolute clinic.
Yeah. I was looking at on Twitter today, and I'm excited because Luke said he's going to do a little film review of it because apparently Donatel's just kind of scheming up Zadarius Smith on this offensive line. So be excited to watch that.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
All right, 1st down. Murray drops back, fires, pass interference. Cam Dantzler on Hopkins. So the Vikings sideline is calling for uncatchable. I don't think they'll get it, but
come on, computer. Come on. There we go. We've got Jonas all the way from Germany joining us as well. Jonas, how are things over there?
I mean, it's like it's always been at every weekend. It's a close game once again. Little shake-up this time because in the past few close games, the Vikings used to trail late in the game. This time they are leading. So let's hope we don't see another lead change late in the game.
Caught Zach Ertz, 1st down, near midfield. Minute 10 in ticking.
It's not what we want
But
to hear,
this time I'm a bit behind, which again used to be the other way around in the past few post-game.
Kyler Murray escapes the pocket, runs to the outside. They got a flag, though. It's on the Cardinals. It's going to be... Dantzler was going for the tackle, and I think that they're going to call... I don't know if it's quite a legal block in the back, but...
Victor Bacon Huevos Cheese. What a great signing.
Oh, that's a blindside block. That's got to be a blindside block.
Yep. So that negates that.
Oh, come on, defense. Could use another turnover. How much time, Matt?
It's under a minute. Yeah.
49.
Thanks, Victor.
49 seconds.
I like it. Try to grow it out a little bit longer. 49 seconds. And our hearts are just...
Damn, that was a textbook blindside block.
See, I'm watching the referee conference.
All right, so 1st and 19 now. So they're back on their side of the field after that penalty. Murray, oh, God, Blacklock couldn't quite get him. Big catch, Hopkins. First down.
That's not what
Stayed
we
in
wanna
bounds,
hear.
though, so the clock keeps ticking. It's 34 seconds. 30 seconds. 28, they spike it. 27 is on the clock. So they're at the 40, 43.
Yeah, but they got to score.
It's like the 37, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
37.
This team makes me drink, folks. This team makes me drink. Billy, you got big money. Need the big money. Need the Vikings defense. You better hope and pray, Bubba. What are the timeout situations left?
No timeouts for the Cardinals,
Vikings
3 for the Vikings.
Yeah. Lene said, "Come on, big D."
Zadarius Smith.
What was
Zadarius Smith with a huge sack. It's 3rd down. Clock's ticking. 16 seconds.
That means 3rd of the game.
11 seconds left. Murray's just waiting. He's going to scramble. And he's sacked again. Game.
Who sacked?
Harrison Phillips.
All
With the
right.
sack.
Woohoo. And how much time on the clock?
It's
For the-
done. It's done.
Zeros?
It's zeros.
Game.
This game is done. 6 and
Done.
1.
Woohoo.
That might be the most hilarious sack that Harrison Phillips has ever had in his life. Just kind of like
stumbled
rolling
right
into him.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever works.
It's DJ Wanham kind of like forced it, and then he just,
Wow. Outstanding.
Let's
All
go.
right. All right. Vikings 6 and 1. And looking at the other scores today. And let's see who's up. I gotta expand some screens. Chicago was getting beat. Did they end up losing?
No surprise there.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Detroit. I know that game was Detroit was ahead early, but Miami came roaring back. Got a whole bunch.
There were some big receiving performances today. I mean, Tyreek Hill got like 180 yards, I think. AJ Brown rolled all over the Steelers. I think he caught like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. So little bit more offense this week after defenses have been kind of in the advantage this season, but there are a lot of shootouts today.
As Cliff, or you can see, Atlanta's tied 34-34 with the Panthers. Lene, a W is a W. Yes, ma'am. You are 100%
Yes,
correct.
indeed.
100% correct.
Let's talk about it.
Thomas saying, your right guard's a disaster.
Let's talk.
It's going to cost us. I have personal feelings on that. Let's talk. No. Hey, we have a specific format to this show. After the win, or the loss for that matter, we talk about what are your highlights of the game, what are your lowlights of the game, the speed round, and your questions. And that includes the viewer questions. And we wrap it up with what's ahead. So, Jayson, it's been a while. What is your highlight of this game?
I mean, I think starting out, the highlight is Dalvin Cook, kind of set the tone for things early on. Let's say the rushing game overall, not just Dalvin Cook. The rushing game really kind of set the tone, kept the team steady throughout the course of this game. I think there was a point where Dalvin was averaging. Actually, shit, wasn't a point. It was the whole game. Dalvin was averaging over 5 yards a carry. And it just seemed like early on in the game when things were still a little bit shaky in the passing game, Dalvin was able to just get chunks every time he touched the ball. It's not a typical response for me, but I would say the highlight for me this week is the running game. And then I guess, on the running game, we can sprinkle a little icing on top. We had Kirk Cousins going out there, breaking the pocket.
You mean
scampering down the sideline and getting into the end zone, and then looking like he needed all the oxygen in the world.
Yes.
And you could see he got in the end zone and didn't even want to celebrate. He was so tired, and you could tell he was never going to do that again, ever. He could have run for like 3 other first downs in this game and was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. That was exhausting. But generally speaking, I'll say the running game is my highlight today.
Well, Dalvin had 111 on the ground. He had another 25 or another 30 in the air for 141 yards total. He had a great game. Alexander Madison also added another 40. Both of them had touchdowns today. The running game seemed to be cooking, along with Mr. Legs, Kirk Cousins, who got his running touchdown, and he had 4 carries for 22 yards, doing his own impression of Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Matt, what was your highlight of the game?
I mean, for me, it's got to be Zadarius Smith, right? 7 tackles, 3 sacks on the day, just a force, like all afternoon. And there was a moment where he got hurt, and I think a lot of fans were like, "Oh no, we don't need this right now," and just brushed it off, came right back out, and still was dominant even through the end there. I mean, we called it out on that last drive, a big pass deflection. He has been everything we could have imagined and more through, the better part of this season. It's truly been fantastic to watch. So yes. That's my highlight for today.
Oh, without a doubt. I want to welcome everybody that's joining the show today. We really appreciate it. It's fun to enjoy a win after games like this, because everybody's chest is a little sore and you sit there. But it's great to celebrate a win. The Vikings are 6-1 heading forward next week at Washington Commanders, which will be favored in that game as well. So it should be interesting. But first, Jonas, since you were on last week, you run last. What is your highlight of the game?
I think I would extend this past Zadarius Smith and just name the whole defensive front, because I think they played a very good game today. It's, of course, Zadarius Smith was the centerpiece today, especially because of the way they moved him around. He's just a weapon, especially on those third and longs. But also, I think they did a very good job to contain Kyler Murray, especially because this defense struggled with containing running quarterbacks this year. And I think they did it very well to stay in their lines, don't open up huge gaps where he could escape. Yes, he got out there a few times, but you're not going to stop that from happening entirely. But overall, I think they did a very good job to just collapse the pocket into his lap and stayed very disciplined on the edges. And also against the running game, there was nothing going on the outside. They had the edge on both sides of the ball, actually. They set the edge very well. And I think that was a big factor today. And the running game didn't do anything for the Cardinals. They had a lot of early down runs, which went in the wrong direction. So really, the defense front, I think, had its best game today, especially because, yes, the offensive line was banged up again, was also banged up, but it still was a better line than the Dolphins, and the Vikings just dominated them all game.
Well, they held him to 78 yards rushing. 38 of that was Kyler Murray, so that's not a bad deal. You got that right. Now I'm going to lead off with what is the disappointing, your low light. Mine goes doink off the left upright and doesn't make that extra point. Come on,
Yeah,
Greg
I mean,
Joseph. You were money when it came to offseason, preseason, the whole works, but now you're sitting there. You're missing. I can sort of understand the 56-yarder getting blocked, but that not being you. But
blocked.
damn,
He kicked it right
come
into his
on,
face mask.
make some kicks, brother. Make some kicks.
Yeah.
Low light for you, Matt.
Well, I was gonna say, Greg Joseph is the easy one, but I think Ed Ingram is probably worse than Greg Joseph today. Like here we are thinking that we had solved this issue, and he just looks lost through 7 games. He's just allowing a lot of pressures. He is really struggling to pick up stunts, and it's I mean, and I don't know what else they can do, right? You just ride it out with him throughout the rest of the season.
Seems to me like it's getting worse. It's he started out decent and then he's going down. And that's what I worry about when it comes to him. And I'm wondering if he's picking up bad habits, and that's not good.
Yeah,
I want all my big old round bellies on the O-line to succeed.
Usually you'd like to see some learning, right? Like when O'Neal or Darisaw, when they were rookies and they started out, they made mistakes, and that's fine. But you never really saw them make repeat mistakes. We're seeing that a lot with Ingram. So that would be my low light for today.
Now, we did face probably more pressures or more blitzes today than at any other time, but you've got to be able to pick those up. Jonas, what was your low light of the game?
Yeah, well, I was also thinking to say Ed Ingram, because I think at one point you really have to think about benching him especially because they still have Chris Reed sitting there on the bench right now and not even suiting up, because he was, I think, inactive for every game so far, and
he's inactive today.
He's proven to be a solid veteran guard, and I think at some point you have to think about this, especially if you actually think about going for it all this year, because in the playoffs you can't have stuff like that. You can't have a weakling like that on the offensive line, and if Ed Ingram can pick it up in pass protection, you have to think about this, and because you have a solid veteran guard sitting around there, and if you have a guy struggling like that and it's not getting better, there's really no point in letting that veteran ride the bench over and over again.
Right, and we're seeing in the comments, Bradbury got that penalty. Speaking of working with Ingram and needing somebody better, but Bradbury getting that penalty was sort of a shocker by all of us. And we wonder what he said, if somebody insulted his mother or something that caused that. We don't know. We may find out later this week. I doubt it, but who knows? Jayson, what was your low light of the game?
I mean, it's tough to pick on him, especially after, excuse me, he was highlighted with that article this week. But Cameron Dantzler, there was a point in time there where he was just a mark. Hopkins was showing him absolute disrespect, and they were just picking on him time after time after time after time, and he just was not up to the task. And Hopkins is the type of receiver that you'd kind of hope that Dantzler could do all right with. Like Hopkins isn't going to kill you with this like speed, and that's kind of a knock on Dantzler. But he just was getting eaten up out there. At the end of the day, it didn't really come back to bite anyone unless you were playing against Hopkins in fantasy. But yeah, that was not a great performance.
Hopkins,
But generally speaking,
159.
as soft as our secondary can
Thanks,
be,
Corinne.
I feel like they were able to, be opportunistic when they needed to, and at the end of the day, they were able to do some things to help us out. So like, you take the good, you take the bad. Dantzler wasn't great, but you had Bynum, you had Smith coming through with some interceptions, you had Pat Pete getting his hands on quite a few footballs today, giving up some penalties himself, but overall, I would say the secondary was in a good spot.
Well, good. Yeah. Overall, I mean, they came up. They had the turnovers. The turnovers were key in this game. They helped generate them. That's, as long as they keep doing that, they're going to keep the team in a good position. And speaking of those turnovers, they had 2 of them that we went down and turned into 7 points or 13 points.
You had to throw another shot in there. I know Greg Joseph, huh?
Hey, it's frustrating. It is. Now, that leads us to speed round and questions. Folks that are viewing, do you have any questions that you want to see answered? And, Jonas, have you got any questions for this game?
My biggest question kind of gets back to the lowlight of Jayson, because I was wondering why Dantzler played off like 10 yards so often today, because you just said it. This is the type of receiver Dantzler usually does good against, because he can get physical, and they didn't allow him to do that. And I'm kind of curious why, because Hopkins isn't the guy who's gonna kill you with speed. So get Dantzler up on the line of scrimmage and let him be physical, and then maybe put a safety above him. But just playing him off 10 yards, I don't get it. And
I feel like Roger nailed it in the comments, though. I think that's going to be something that frustrates us for the entirety of this season. Is the shell defense that we run. I think everyone, especially after all the years of Zimmer, I think we're just going to have to just get used to the fact that in every post game, we're going to be annoyed that the team that we were playing against racked up a lot more yards than we thought they were supposed to be able to, that we didn't take advantage of matchups in the secondary that we thought we had in our favor, and that we do this bend, don't break, hope we can hold them to field goals or get some turnovers thing all season long.
And I think that
honestly, it's probably a smart strategy, because we don't really have the horses back there to lock people all the way down. So yeah, we're just going to go bend, don't break, I think, all year long, and hope that luck keeps bouncing our way, I guess, because it is frustrating. This is a matchup that you would love to see Dantzler get in there and mix it up, and he just wasn't given that opportunity, and it feels like our guys very rarely are.
Well, Freddie's alluding to, are we going to pick up a guard? Are we going to sign Brandon Cooks? Tuesday is the trade deadline, and we'll see what Kwesi's going to do. We won't know. Climbing the Pocket will be here to cover it. I guarantee it. Well, we can do some emergency broadcasts if we have to. If something pops up, don't get your hopes up, folks. In the last bunch of years, it's rare that we made any trades. Now, this is Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, so he's not afraid of trading. I don't know.
And Dave, I just want to say to Ryan is correct. It's one of those things where, we keep winning games. And so, it seems that something is going the way we wanted to. The soft coverage, as much as it's frustrating to watch guys just kind of get picked on the way they are, we're winning games doing it. So, I feel like it's one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of things. We're going to ride this thing out until we have to do something different. And it's all working. And it still doesn't feel like the Vikings have played their best game, which is also a nice thing to think about when you see where we are. You see our standings in the playoff picture at this point in the season, and it still doesn't look like the Vikings have played their best game. There's still a lot of room for us to improve, which is awesome. It is really awesome to see.
And you saw some of that, especially in the third quarter, when they were taking advantage off turnovers, and just in the third quarter alone, you saw the offense start to click and drive and drive and drive. Ed McFadden calls
They got Jefferson involved.
Elbow defense, bend but not break.
Yeah, they got Jefferson back involved, and it seemed like everything kind of opened back up.
Matt, have you got anything that you're questioning about this team right now or about the season so far?
I guess my attention just shifts to Tuesday and whether or not they feel like they need to make a move, because when you think about we're 6-1 and we clearly have not played our best football. So I'm just kind of wondering if they're going to just stand pat and not really make a move. I think they kind of trust their guys, maybe to a fault. If Thielen would have gone down today and been like ruled out long-term injury, they definitely would have made a move, I think. But I don't know. I don't have many questions. I feel good about this group. I tweeted something out right when the game ended, but like this is a team that picks each other up when things go wrong. So the offense sputters, doesn't do well, the defense picks them up. The defense sputters, the offense responds, nice long touchdown drives. And when both shit the bed, special teams comes out of nowhere, forces a fumble, and gets you the like. This team is playing for each other, and I don't know. I have a hard time calling. Like when the season started, we said, and Jayson alluded to it too, bend don't break.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's really this team. I think they want these types of game. I don't think they're bending. I think that they're okay with how the games are kind of unfolding for them. I think they just would wish that they could execute a little bit, better on offense throughout the game. But man, I don't know. I think there's reason to be excited about this team. We can nitpick Greg
100%.
Joseph and Ed Ingram, but I'm happy right now.
Well, a question that
I mean,
a question I had answered before this game that I asked this week is, are they going to be able to score more than 30 points? And yes, they have scored more than 30 points.
Yeah.
This is how we said we wanted them. This is how before the season started, we predicted that they were going to win games, right? Like none of us thought the defense was going to be good before the season started. We thought that the offense was going to have to carry things. We thought the offense was going to have to score points. And even though it doesn't always look the way that we expected to, like they aren't the Bills, they're not the Chiefs when they're clicking, but the points are ending up on the board. So at the end of the day, like we'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
We're an opportunistic team, and we're capitalizing on those opportunities when we get them. Yeah.
Great comment. Definitely opportunistic and keeps winning. Can't beat that with a stick. Freddie asked, how many points are the Packers going to lose by tonight?
A lot.
Any idea, Jonas? You had a big grin over that one.
I mean, it's kind of the type of game that the Packers normally do well in, but this isn't the same Packers team we used to know, and I just don't see them matching up that well today because their defense wasn't playing like they were expected to before the season started, because like everybody thought that the Packers would have like at least the best pass defense in the league, and it's not been close to that. And on the other side, the Bills have a very good defense, and the Packers just don't have the kind of playmakers to beat that. And I just don't see a way the Packers can keep up with that. So I would expect them to put up some fight, but I still think they're gonna lose by more than one score.
I agree. It should be interesting to see how that goes tonight. We'll all be watching because we know who we want to win. And who is that, Matt?
Oh, I want Stephon Diggs to win. I don't give a shit about the Bills.
You want Stephon Diggs to go off for like 5 TDs.
I mean, I'll take it. I have him on every fantasy team, so yes, please.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Also, wouldn't it be kind of a nice callback if Stephon Diggs catches like a first down, which ices the game, and then just throws a little throwback to the one time he waved those playoff hopes away from the Packers. Like, was it in 2018 when he
Uh-huh.
did that at US Bank Stadium? And he just does it again. Like, how funny would that be?
That'd be great. Hunter says, let's get back to the Vikings. We've got coming up this week. Vikings obviously are at home now. They'll prepare to travel to the Washington Commanders and face most likely, who knows, at quarterback. Wish it was what's his face, but most likely it's not going
Taylor
to be.
Heineke.
Most likely it's going to be Heineke.
Revenge game.
Yes. We need to put out get him drunk and put out a screen door for him to kick.
Man, that door kicking celebration of Hunter is going to have such a double meaning if he sacks Taylor Heineke next week.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
Freddie points out Johnny Munt got his first touchdown today. Way to go, Johnny. Irv Smith Jr., buddy, you need to step up. Hey, we got another victory week. It's fantastic, everybody. It's time to celebrate. You see nothing but smiles on our faces. We are 6-1.
And have a commanding lead in the division.
Yeah.
And I think I just looked over on ESPN. I think we're sitting in like second place overall in the NFC. Like, yeah. I know like the Vikings fan thing to do is to think about all the ways that it's going to fall apart. But like, there aren't really a bunch of dominant teams, especially not in the NFC this year. So if like Flip has said for years and years and years, it wasn't going to be like this juggernaut Vikings team that came through and like blew everyone's doors off. It was going to be a team that kind of right place, right time. And it feels like this might be one of those seasons for the Vikings where like you get to come in a down NFC, beat up on everyone's backup quarterback and backup offensive line or third string offensive line. And yeah, we can go on a run with this team and actually like enjoy the wins and stop looking for reasons why like, oh, well, it's going to fall apart then. Well, if it does, fuck it does then. But like right now,
but
we're 6-1.
Now, enjoy. We're
6-1.
Does this season? I'm not talking like talent wise, because obviously 2017's defense was out of this world. But does this season feel like very similar vibes to 2017 in the fact that I just remember in that season when Case Keenum came in, we just like kept shocking ourselves week in and week out. Like, how are we winning? How are we winning these games with Case Keenum at the helm? And Kirk Cousins is obviously better than Case Keenum. The defense is different from back then, but I don't know. Every week we sit here and we're winning, and I'm like, to your point, Jayson, it might just be like our year to kind of make a statement. It just feels very similar.
Think about if Kirk gets his accuracy back. Because, like, that is, like, the one thing you can maybe say. Like, his accuracy hasn't looked like it's typically looked throughout his career. Like, if Kirk actually starts to play the way that we know Kirk is capable of playing, like, and we're 6-1 right now, like, there's still levels to where, like, the quarterback can go in this new offense. And that's a very exciting thing to think about. Like, there's still a lot more, it feels like, in this offense that can be unlocked. And, that's really, really exciting.
Yeah, it's Viking fans should celebrate. They should be happy.
Victor, I'm wearing this because this is not only going to say 2017, it's soon to say 2022 or a version thereof as we hopefully go a lot further. But yes, you're right. This is one of those seasons where we play the schedule that's given to us. We can't change that, right? We may have lucked out a little bit and played backup quarterbacks, but it's the schedule. So we're going to take it. We're going to improve week by week by week. Question I always ask, do you see some improvement? Yes. The answer is yes. We see some improvement in different parts of the game every week. You keep that up and you go all the way, win the division, hopefully win the NFC, get there, you don't never know what's going to happen in the East. Dallas looks good. They got to play Philadelphia twice. Yay. Anything is possible. But as of right now, we got to love being 6-1 and a commanding lead in the NFC North.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Cowboys game is going to be that big reality check for this right now, because if we go to the Bills and we are 7-1 and we drop that, okay, fine. It's the Bills. They are probably the best team in the NFL right now. So if they drop that, I think nobody is going to write the Vikings off too much, as long as they are at least halfway competitive in that game. Like if they are blown out by 40, of course, people are questioning this team. But I think if they are halfway competitive in that game, nobody is going to write them off. But the Cowboys game is going to be really interesting, because right now they are also playing very well. They are probably at least the second or third best team in the NFC, and this is where the Vikings have to win in the postseason, because I think the Eagles are going to win that division, and the Cowboys are probably getting wild cards. So at least in the divisional round, they are probably going to face them again, and the Vikings have to show that they are up for that challenge, and that they are at that same level to actually let people think that the Vikings are a team that not only will win a bunch of games in the regular season, which they will, but also go far in the playoffs and beat some of the better NFC teams.
Keep improving throughout the season and then hit your peak and go in the playoffs and beat those teams.
100%.
We got to do that. Hey, folks, we're at that time where we need to wrap it up. Tomorrow night, we have Tyler Fornes with The Real Forno Show. And Tyler's been thinking about it. He's sorry he missed last week. He is going to get me all his show notes and themes tonight, aren't you, Tyler? And so we can have a show tomorrow. Tuesday, the great and wonderful Flip Muzzy, along with Eric Thompson, should be back with Vikings hot takes. Flip right now is flying on a business trip. That's why we have Jonas substituting all the way from Germany. Thank you, Jonas. And Wednesday, what do we have Wednesday, Matt?
I haven't even thought about the show Wednesday. I'm just enjoying today, but it'll be the main three of us. It'll be Ryan, Miles, and myself. Maybe a media member. I'll let you know by Tuesday.
Okay, sounds great. And Jayson, we need you more on the network.
I'll see you in 2 weeks, bro.
That's right.
Live.
Jayson, you are
Buffalo
always
Jayson's
welcome
going to
on
be with
Vikings
me
Happy Hour
here in Austin. That's going to be fun.
I'll be in Austin with Dave in a couple weeks. But yes, I'll be back. Work has had me on the road quite a bit of late. But this time work takes me to Dave. So we get to have some drinks, watch the game, and do a show together. It's going to be great.
That's going to be awesome. Jonas, have you got anything coming up this week?
I have to see. If I have some time, maybe I will do something. At least I will be on the German Vikings podcast, of course. And yeah, let's see if I can jump on here at some point, or maybe we'll see each other again at the post-game show next week, because I've been on here three straight weeks. And it's always fun. And the Vikings are on the 3-game win streak.
That's right. It's all because of Jonas. Yeah.
And
Well,
and to the comment that's saying we need defensive help, it's true. But I don't think there's a singular defender that you can bring into this team right now that's going to have very much impact between now and the end of the season. Versus like, potentially bring in another big name wide receiver or something in there that could actually help open the offense up and maybe give them a fighting chance when they go up against some of these other high-flying offenses. So that's, I think, why most of us have been leaning towards the offensive side of the ball, is that you're more likely to see an impact from that kind of player, where defense is a weak link system. And even if we bring somebody else in, they'll just go pick on one of the other guys who is.
Yep. Down for drinks with Jayson and me. We will be downtown for the first half of that Buffalo game. So it's possible. We'll let you know. With that, what do we say, guys?
Skull Vikes.
Skull.
Go.
Skull Vikings! Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and rate us on your favorite aggregator. And a special shout out goes to our partners, the Daily Norseman, where the best Vikings content can be found, and to Lake Monster Brewing, home of the best beer in Minnesota. This has been a Climbing the Pocket and SB Nation's Daily Norseman broadcast. Skål, everybody.